let's go ahead and spin it. Wait, before you do, we just need some insurance for you. All right, good. Go ahead and spin that thing. Oh boy, you could lose an eyebrow. Listen, eyebrow. Yeah, 50 push-ups, jackpot. Oh, eyebrow slit. Damn, dude, you get an eyebrow slit. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the YBA, and we are back today with a controversial topic. And that topic is enhancements. Some of you guys say
it's fake, you're not a real barber if you use them, it lasts only as soon as the client walks out the door.
All this stuff, right? There's a grain of truth to some of that. If you're spraying in like fibers, yeah, that's true. But there are a lot of great enhancements. There's sprays like the Tomb 45 No Drip, and there's other companies that make that. There's Kiss K98, and there's a bunch of variety of ways that people like to put them in, and there's advantages to each of them. So in today's video, I'm going to show you one of my clients here that is the perfect candidate for it, because you don't want to put enhancements in on somebody who's completely lost their hair. But if they're starting to thin just a little bit, you can really do some amazing work. The clients ask for it, they like it, they pay extra for it, and they ask for it nearly every single time now. So of course, I'm going to provide that service to them. Now, if you guys want to be old school and not do it, drop it in the comments and tell me why. I really don't understand it. So with that being said, today I'm going to show you exactly how to do the enhancement the best possible way as someone who wears them a ton and uses them a ton. I'm going to show you guys that after we're done, and I can't believe I'm doing this with only the camera, but once we're done with our enhancement, you're going to see the value in it. I used the boosted up clipper and the 360 GZ, the Instinct, and all the tools I used will be linked down below that I did his haircut with. Fade has obviously come together, and we're gonna start doing his edge up. So we're gonna start with the Rebel trimmer. I absolutely love this trimmer. This has the X Pro blade. It cuts like a razor and it does an excellent job. It just feels comfortable in my hand. It's super quiet, and I don't know why. I actually picked this up more than the Sabers. So this is just a personal preference of mine in the shape of it. So I like to start out in the front and work my way out to the edges. And as you can see, his edge up is really not that bad. He has a lot of hair. And even if all I did was give him a fade, line him up, and use the razor, it would be a good haircut and he would probably like that. But when I started to actually do the enhancement a couple of the different ways, he settled in on one that he said lasts the longest, and I got to agree with him 1000%. So once I'm done with all my razor work, I've went through, I've lined him up, we've given him a good haircut that would look good with or without the enhancements. But you can see he's thinning just a tiny bit in both of his corners. So there is an easy way that we can clean that up and we can fix that. So that's what we're gonna talk about here today. One of the products I like to use the most is actually the Kiss Express. I'll take a little bit of the Kiss Express. I'm going to dump it on something that I can paint with. I'm gonna grab my brush. I'm gonna put some color on it, and I'm going to begin painting it in just underneath the line. Just tapping it in. And then I'm gonna take, usually I would take a brush, but I don't have a brush with me, and I'm gonna comb it down in there, and it's really going to strengthen my line. I'm gonna do the rest of this off camera because it's really hard to do this in the camera, but as you guys can see, I'm using a fairly large color brush, and I'm gonna actually just take it and I'm gonna swoop that line right across. And if you get this right, it actually is super easy, because then afterwards, all you gotta do is paint a little bit behind it. Once I'm done with that, I'll always paint the vertical bars a little bit, all the way down, giving them that nice, strong look, and it's going to really bring out your fade a little bit too in that process. One of the tips I would say, especially with Kiss Express, spray it in and let it sit for like 10 seconds or so, and then brush it back into the hair. Now, little by little, we can work our way across the entire hairline, and we can comb it and push it back in. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna stain the scalp really well, and it usually lasts about 3 to 4 days. And it is a little more time consuming to do it this way. Another way I like to do it was with Tomb 45 No Drip. I put it in my spray gun, I can just hold the card up, I can spray it, and it's much quicker, but I gotta say, when you actually take the time to paint it in, for me personally, I think it lasts just a tiny bit longer. But out of all the sprays, I think the Tomb 45 No Drip is probably the one that lasts the longest. For me personally, I've noticed that. Now, I play golf every day. I work out every day. I'm sweating, all of those things, and this does not go anywhere. In fact, I did this about 5 days ago, and I could still see a little residual from it in my hair because I actually don't have much of a hairline left anymore, and I'm in the same boat. But once I'm done putting it in with that smaller brush, I usually like to grab a bigger brush, and this is where I can put a little bit more in behind, and I can get some of the hair to darken as well with it. And as you guys can see, that helps it blend in. Now, normally it doesn't come out this clean the first trip around. All right, most of the time I wind up getting somewhere I shouldn't get. So when that happens, if I get color I don't want it in places, I'm gonna take my razor, I'm gonna spray it with some aftershave. Now that I got it nice and wet, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna use it on his skin to kind of go back and reline it. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna get that color off of his skin, but sometimes even that won't be enough. I might spray it a few times as I go through that process, but if that is not enough, most of the time I'm gonna take a Q-tip just like this, I'm gonna spray it on the Q-tip, and I'm gonna go back through all the little spots that I don't want there to be color. And especially if you do this quick, it's really gonna sharpen it right up, and it's gonna make it super easy to get that color where you want it and take it off of where you don't. So this is the process that I use. Check out his front of his hairline. It's gonna look a little dark when he walks out, but after his first wash, that's when it's gonna really start to look super natural, and it's gonna last him like 3 or 4 days. So at the end of the day, I really don't care about all the noise that people say on Instagram. Your clients are not watching a bunch of barbers cut hair. Your clients have no idea what most barbers are doing, thinking, or what their process is. They just know they either like something or they don't. And in my case, the clients like the way that I do it to them, and they enjoy the enhancement. So with that being said, drop it in the comments. Let's start a little battle right now. If you guys don't think it's right, that I'm doing something wrong, drop it in the comments and tell me. This is the YBA, where we have over 1,000 videos to help you learn. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll be back at you guys with another video shortly. Peace. See the difference between it being enhanced versus not enhanced. Now, it's not complete yet, but you guys can see that there's a pretty big difference in the line that I get. And this line typically will last me anywhere from 2 to